What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody's having a great day so far. So, you guys know what we're here to talk about. We have to talk about the Josh Donaldson trade. Before we get into this, guys, do not forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below on how you guys are feeling about this Josh Donaldson trade. So Josh Donaldson, Isiah, Kiner-Felefa, and Ben Roertvedrt were traded to the New York Yankees just a couple days ago for Urshela and Gary Sanchez. None of us saw this coming, and I mean absolutely none of us whatsoever. Sanchez was a defensive liability at the catcher position that pretty much all of us wanted gone for a decent amount of time. And while I will forever cherish what Gary Sanchez did just a couple years ago in the playoffs for us, 2017, 2018, he's become a real liability back there. He still rakes, and I hope he does really well in Minnesota, but he just doesn't have it anymore in the Bronx. Urshela, I think pretty much all of us are going to miss. He was a plus glove, had 2 great years in New York, great clubhouse guy. There's no doubt that every single Yankees fan will miss Urshela. But I absolutely 110% love this trade for the New York Yankees. We obviously have to talk about the subsequent pieces in Ben Roertvedrt and Isiah Kiner-Falefa. Roertvedrt is literally built like a tank. He's described as a dude that has incredible defensive upside and is still working on that bat, and he's built like damn Thor, for crying out loud. There's talk of him maybe having a platoon job with Kyle Higashioka back there behind the dish this year, and I'm really excited to see how that formulates. IKF is a defensive wizard that Brian Cashman has kind of been chasing for a while now, and once he got traded to Minnesota just a week ago, we all kind of thought that he was out of the race and he wasn't going to be a New York Yankee. But now here he is in pinstripes without the beard and all that kind of stuff. IKF is great on the defensive side of the ball. He can play multiple positions, shortstop. He was a Gold Glover at third base in 2020. He's a true contact bat. Nothing crazy right there, but at least we have a great defensive-minded shortstop that we can really latch onto. The downside of that is it kind of takes us out of the race for Trevor Story and Carlos Correa. It just really shows to me that we really trust in Anthony Volpe and Oswald Peraza. But the big piece of this trade is Josh Donaldson, and we have to talk about this because I've seen so many people on either sides of this spectrum. Some people love it, some people hate it, so I want to break it all down for you guys, and I'm going to show you guys just how great Josh Donaldson still is at the age of 36. Before we get into anything, I am completely surprised that we see Josh Donaldson and Gerrit Cole both in pinstripes in 2022. Following what happened last year after the whole sticky substance scandal and Donaldson was calling out Gerrit Cole and Gerrit Cole struck him out multiple times, I did not see this coming whatsoever. But a friendly reminder that these two guys are grown men and they will no doubt get it together. They apparently have already had a pretty good conversation with each other, and apparently they're cool, so that's great. But we have to talk about the negatives first with Donaldson before we talk about the positives. Donaldson is 36 years old, is owed $50 million over the next 2 seasons, and has had consistent calf strain issues over the past couple of seasons. He's obviously nowhere near the MVP all-star level player that he was 5-6 years ago, but he's still a fantastic bat. Donaldson still has a lot left in the tank and is one of the best run-producing third basemen in the league. Playing in Minnesota, unfortunately, doesn't give you a ton of national media attention, but it didn't help that the Twins took a complete step back last year. 73-89 record in 2021. Some of us thought that they were going to win the division last year. Obviously, the White Sox ran away with it, but they finished at the bottom of a division that includes the Guardians, the Royals, and the Tigers. Despite all of this, Donaldson was still incredibly productive with the bat and actually raked last year. He became extremely overlooked because the Twins were so poor, but he still got it done last year and he was relatively healthy. If you guys look at Josh Donaldson's Baseball Savant page, it is insane. He ranks in the 90th percentile or above in average exit velocity, expected weight on base percentage, barrel percentage, max exit velo, hard hit percentage, expected slugging percentage, and walk rate. This thing bleeds red, guys. After 135 games in Minnesota, he slashed .247, .352, .475 with 26 home runs and 72 runs batted in. Now here's the craziest stat of all. Josh Donaldson finished with the 5th highest WRC plus among all third basemen last year at 124. He ranked higher in that category than guys like Manny Machado, Chris Bryant, and Nolan Arenado, some of the best hitting third basemen we have in this league right now. He isn't as flashy as he used to be, but he still ranks in the 63rd percentile of third baseman and outs above average, and provided 1 defensive run saved in 2021. Dude consistently gets on base. He's one of the best power hitters in the league. In exchange, the Yankees only gave away Urshela and Gary Sanchez. Like I explained earlier with Gary, we kind of had to let him go. He was an insane defensive liability back there. And while we will miss Gio, he had a poor hitting season last year, and I don't see a ton of bounce back potential with him. Josh Donaldson doesn't bring the glove that Urshela does, but he more than makes up for it with that bat. Donaldson played 135 games last year without any crazy tweaks, which should be looked at as a positive. If he can stay healthy and can replicate what he did last season in Minnesota for the Yankees in 2022, I can see this deal as a major success. It's really hard to see Gio and Sanchez leave. I mean, we really love both of these guys. You know, we didn't always love Gary, but for what he brought for us, we've watched him for so long. We've grown up with these guys, essentially. And they're two players that we were really connected to as Yankees fans over the past couple of years. But the bottom line is, with this transaction, the New York Yankees are a better baseball team than they were in 2021. Even at the ripe age of 36 years old, Josh Donaldson still rakes. He's only adding to a Yankees lineup that just straight up oozes power. Thinking about a top 5 with DJ LeMahieu, Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, Joey Gallo, and Josh Donaldson is pretty nuts, guys. This wasn't the move that we were all expecting. We were looking for one of the first basemen, one of the shortstops, but this is still a great move by Brian Cashman, in my opinion. And I think Donaldson is a perfect fit on this Yankees team. Guys, if you did enjoy this video, do not forget to subscribe, drop a like, and let me know in the comments down below. Do you guys like the Donaldson trade? Do you think he will work out in New York? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.